Luke Flywalker here with episode 5 of Airport to Airport. This week I'm back in the 4-continent area of our virtual world. Here it is possible to fly to airports on 4 different connected continents: Satori, Nautilus, Corsica, and Gaeta 5. My assignment this week took me to Baitoushan, flying from the north-central coast of Satori to the southwest coast of Corsica. It was a fairly long flight, but most of it was over open water, so I was not too concerned. I took off from Angels to White Cliffs Airport and planned to fly non-stop to Baitoushan. White Cliffs is a new airport spanning 4 sims on the northern Satori coast. My assignment was to cover Baitoushan and its recent conversion from a military base back to a civilian airport, and also to tour the Naval Air Museum there. More about that when we arrive. My workload has been heavy, so I decided to make the trip at night. I would then be ready to do my report the next day. I checked the weather report and it looked like everything was clear all the way north, so I was expecting an uneventful flight. As my old pappy used to say, never assume. After takeoff, I rounded the east end of Nautilus Island and turned north. There's where my problems began. I ran into a sudden squall. Strange, I had checked the radar just before taking off and everything was clear. At first I thought I could fly through it, but after a couple close lightning strikes and a heavy crosswind, I decided to set her down at the nearest airport. Checking on my map, I saw that Aknafar was close and I made a landing there. Aknafar has an interesting history, but SL Aviation Wiki Aknafar page has not been updated since 2014. Fortunately, Second Life Aviation newshound Quinn Avery did a very excellent report on Aknafar back in August of 2017. Check out the video on SL Aviation magazine. Hopefully the current owners will update the wiki. We may find our way back through here sometime in the future to do another report. Once on the ground, the storm got worse, so I was really glad that I landed. While sitting on the ground, I brought up my flight computer, Bob, and asked him to give me a report on Baitoushan International Airport. Bob, I hope you had a good Christmas break and worked through all your stress issues. Your counterpart, Jennifer, did an excellent job, but in the future, I would appreciate an advance notice on your absence.
Thank you, boss. I am sorry for leaving town so abruptly, but I was totally bummed out over the holidays and needed to do a system reboot. I knew I was leaving you in good hands with Jennifer. Now on to the Baitoushan report. This information is taken in part from SL Aviation Wiki. Founded as Baitoushan Airport on March 30, 2010, the facility was intended by owners Devon Smythe and Deirdre Faulds as a replacement for their previous Corsican venture, Surtsey Airport. The airport gradually took shape over the course of several months, with most building work completed by November. As the number of airports to the south of Baitoushan increased during December 2010, largely due to the creation of many protected water regions connecting Nautilus and Satori, travel from Corsica became intercontinental, and consequently the airport was renamed Baitoushan Intercontinental Airport. During January 2011, Baitoushan innovative, 2-tier platform layout was introduced for the first time in Second Life, and gave the facility room to house both an airport on the upper platform and a large marina underneath. In early March of 2015, Little Cherry took over ownership of the airport. She renamed it to Baitoushan International Airport. In September of the same year, Luke Flywalker took over the airport. In mid-2017, Baitoushan Intercontinental Airport closed its activity, and ownership passed from Luke Flywalker to Jade Kangas, leader of the SL Marine Corps Group, which took the mission to continue the 7-year history of this landmark region in Second Life Aviation. The airport was consequently redesignated as MCAS Chase Field and, in October 2017, it was home to Training Air Wing 3 and CNATRA of the SL Marine Corps. In the spring of 2019, Chase Field was returned to a civilian airfield and renamed Baitoushan International, while a new MCAS Chase Field was created at a different level to continue training of SL Marine and Naval Forces Command aviators. Baitoushan is also home of the Second Life Museum of Naval Aviation. I think the storm is over now, so you can continue your journey. Back to you, big guy.
Thank you, Bob. I took off after the storm passed, and the rest of my flight to Baitoushan was uneventful. Once arriving, I went right up to the museum. It's an awesome build and one that you must see. With over 100 planes on display, you can spend hours here. The museum is laid out in galleries. The galleries are devoted to Second Life builders who have made significant contributions to SL military aviation. There is also a Heritage Hall and a Blue Angels Hall. There's even a ballroom named after me. When you first walk into the museum, you should pick up a museum catalog. It's a slight donation of 25 lindens. The catalog shows you a layout of the museum and the locations of the individual planes on display. I'm reading now from the catalog. The SL Museum of Naval Aviation is SL's largest naval aviation museum and will hopefully be one of the most visited museums in Second Life. Share the excitement of naval aviation's rich history and see over 94 beautifully displayed aircraft representing Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard aviation from the United States and other countries. These historic and one-of-a-kind aircraft are displayed both inside the museum's large exhibit space and outside on its 65,000 square meter grounds. There is so much to see and do, you'll want to stay all day. Admission is free and we're open 24 hours, 7 days a week. There's also a large ballroom for rent for any party or ceremony you may wish to conduct there. Signed, Jade Brightflame, Major General Jade Brightflame, SLMC. Thank you, Major General Brightflame, for your devotion to preserving SL's rich military aviation heritage and also for your real-life military service. Please visit Baitoushan International Airport today. This is Luke Flywalker saying so long, and I'll see you in episode 6 of Airport to Airport, coming soon.